Meredith, if you can clap it up for Meredith.
Okay, so this past October, my grandfather passed away. And I mean, we kind of saw it coming, you know, like he was getting older, his memory was going, but it was still kind of fast, you know, like from the day he was admitted to the hospital to the day he passed away was like a week. It was that short. And during this time, my sisters and I decided that we were not going to visit him in the hospital because, you know, we wanted to remember him as the grandpa like we grew up with, somebody happy and full of life, always singing, not like a sick old man in a hospital bed. And while I don't regret this decision, there are a couple side effects that come with it. Namely, I don't remember the last time that I told my grandfather I loved him. And while I'm sure that he knew that I loved him, for the rest of my life I'll never get that closure, you know, of knowing that last time. And I think part of the reason for this is because we don't value platonic love as much as we do romantic. In fact, even when I just say the words I love you, you probably automatically think like a boyfriend and a girlfriend or like a married couple, when, you know, love between families or love between friends is just as important. I think that as a society we need to talk about platonic love just as much as we do romantic. Now when I was, you know, coming up with this TED Talk idea and explaining it to my friends and classmates, I was kind of surprised to learn that a lot of them don't even know what platonic meant. So for those of you that don't, platonic, of love or friendship, is intimate and affectionate but not sexual. So again, it's like love between friends and love between families. And I don't think it's that we don't use the word love or not. In fact, I would argue that the word love is in our daily vocabulary a lot more than you think. Like, for example, it's super normal for me to be like, hey Sarah, I love your shirt, it's so cute. Or like you'll listen to a song, and you're like, oh, I love this, Ariana Grande is like so good, you know? Like we use the word love a lot. We just don't give it as much importance or meaning. And I'm not the only one that's picked up on this. Our French teacher, Madame, said that when some of the French exchange students come over, they kind of make fun of us because we use the word love so much. Like, I love this, I love that, and we don't give it as much importance. And I agree. So let's say, you know, like in a friendship or a relationship, you're a little too scared to say, I love you. You know, you don't want to come off too forward, and it's kind of a daunting task. To this, I would say, just kind of, you know, flip the situation around and picture yourself in the other person's shoes. And think about how good it would feel to have, you know, like be appreciated and be acknowledged and have someone tell you that they love you. And it might be scary for you, but it would feel so good for that person. But, you know, maybe you're not the problem. Maybe it's the other person in the relationship. An example for this that I would give is me and my sister Ruthie. We're only 18 months apart, so we're always kind of, you know, butting heads and fighting. But, you know, we're still family and we still love each other deep down. But Ruthie is not an affectionate person. She like keeps all her emotions to herself and she's very guarded. And I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've heard her say that she loves me. The most recent of this was this past winter. I got my driver's license. And the first day I got it, I asked my mom if I could drive to my friend Katrina's house. Katrina lives like 6 minutes away, so she was like, sure, you know, like I trust you, it's okay, you'll be safe. So I got my keys, I was heading out to the door, and Ruthie turned to me and she was like, Meredith, I love you, don't die. And, you know, it's kind of funny now because obviously I'm here giving you this TED Talk, I didn't die. But, you know, what if I did? Like, what if the weather acted up or there was some freak accident and I didn't make it? You know, I would be glad to know that she loved me and that I said it back to her. But what about all the other relationships in my life, you know? You know your feelings and, you know, which people you love, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they do. So if there's one thing that you can take away from this, it's that examine your life and examine the relationships in it. Find out who you love. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your siblings, your friends, the person you pass on your way to Fifth Hour every day, the cashier at Meijer, like anybody in your life, you know, anybody that means something to you. Tell them, let them know that you love them.